Today I'm going to show you how to make apple turnovers, gluten-free apple turnovers. They're like a little pocket of pastry filled with apple pie filling, and they are so good, y'all. So let's get started. These were scraps of dough from a previous recipe of gluten-free puff pastry that I'm going to show you how to roll out and get use of them as well. When I packaged these up, I laid them all going in one way, as you should be able to see in this video. I didn't just willy-nilly put them in a pile and squeeze it all together. I still wanted to keep the integrity of the layers as much as possible. But we'll roll it out and fold it one more time to add some layers back, as well as to get it into a cohesive sheet of dough. Otherwise, you'll be left with holes, pieces, all that stuff. If you're making these apple turnovers with my gluten-free puff pastry, not scraps in other words, you don't have to do this fold part. Brush away any excess flour as always. And once we fold it over, it'll be easier to work with and roll out. And again, this is just for scraps. If you're using the recipe from the get-go and not as scraps, you don't have to do this part. By the way, if you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome to All Things Gluten-Free. I hope you please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also click that bell to get notifications of all my new videos. So we want to roll this out into a 10 by 10 inch square, which of course we'll have to straighten up the edges of. You can also keep these scraps as well, although they will lose some puffiness because they've now been rolled out twice. Then use your ruler to cut this big square into 4 5-inch squares. Brush each square with an egg wash around the outer edges. Make sure to get on every edge so that we'll try to get the filling to stop from leaking out, although inevitably one always leaks out. I've already made the apple filling and let it cool, and the directions for how to make this are in my recipe, which is linked below if you're watching this on YouTube. Pile a heaping about 2 tablespoons of filling slightly to one side of the center of each square. I like lots of filling in my apple turnovers. Fold each one in half to meet the other side and press lightly to seal. We'll go back over with a fork to really seal it well, but for right now, just press it and move on to the next one. Now take a fork dipped in flour and crimp the two edges that were folded over, just to seal them a little better. Hopefully they won't pop open. Put them on a sheet tray and place them in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before baking them. When the 30 minutes are up, cut slits into each one to vent the tops so all the steam will release, and brush them with an egg wash. I kind of did this in reverse. It should be brush with an egg wash first and then cut the vents, because sometimes the egg wash tends to seal the vents back up. So when you're in your own kitchen, just reverse this step. Bake the apple turnovers at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes, or until they're GBD, which is golden brown and delicious. Whisk together the glazed ingredients and drizzle haphazardly over each turnover. You can be more precise if you want. I just kind of like the rustic look myself. And that's it. You just made gluten-free apple turnovers filled with a wonderful, soft apple cinnamon filling with outside flakiness from the gluten-free puff pastry. It's perfect. Happy gluten-free baking, y'all.